Let's go down to chapter 17.
Chapter 17. Let me read the definition of steward real quick. Steward out the Bible dictionary. Eleazar was Abraham's steward. One to whose care is committed the management of the household.
Like at a job, the shop steward.
Right. Let me see what else it say. It say Genesis 43:19, Luke 16. The term is also applied to ministers. All right. There you go. Jonathan Bible Dictionary. All right, where we at? Genesis chapter 17? I got Genesis chapter 17. Where we at? Verse what?
1. Because it's going to be
1 on down. Genesis.
Yeah, we're going to start at 1 and I said 1.
Okay, Genesis chapter 17, verse 1. And when Abram was 90 years old and 9, the Most High Lord appeared to Abram and said unto him, I am the Almighty God. Walk before me and be thou perfect. And I will make my covenant between me and thee, and will multiply thee exceedingly. And Abram fell on his face, and God talked with him, saying, As for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. Neither shall thy name any more be called Abram, but thy name shall be Abraham. For a father of many nations have I made thee. And I will make thee exceeding fruitful, and I will make nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thee. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee, and thy seed after thee, in their generations, for an everlasting covenant.
Where'd you stop at?
I'm in 6.
Okay, hold on, right there.
Done. Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Finish 6.
7. To be a God unto thee, and to thy seed after thee.
Okay, now think about this. You, Abraham, you only got one son, and he's saying you're going to have another one. But he's saying how he's going to multiply him. He say nations are going to come out of you. And he's just at the start.
Right.
He just at the start.
99 years old.
Right. At the start of this. To see all this is all new people. These are all new people coming. Okay? It's coming out.
And matter of fact, in chapter 16, he got circumcised.
At 99.
Good, keep reading.
Verse 8. And I will give unto thee and to thy seed after thee the land wherein thou art a stranger, all the land of Canaan, for an everlasting possession, and I will be their God. Everlasting possession, and I will be their God. Verse 9. And the Most High God said unto Abraham, Thou shalt keep my covenant therefore, thou and thy seed after thee, in their generation.
Okay, here come that covenant. We always talk about the covenant. We always talk about the covenants. Mm-hmm. Okay, here come the first covenant. Right. Okay, where it all began.
Verse 10. This is my covenant, which ye shall keep between me and you, and thy seed after thee. Every man child among you shall be circumcised. And ye shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin, and it shall be a token of the covenant betwixt me and you.
Okay, keep going.
And he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised among you, every man child in your generations. He that is born in the house or bought with money of any stranger, which is not of thy seed.
So at this time, we had Abraham had servants that he bought, just like indentured servants, and if they came into the fold, they had to be circumcised.
Right.
This was a sign. It's just like a proselyte from somebody on the outside coming in. You must put off this old you and come in, and this new man, and being a part of this covenant, because he wouldn't have had him around him if you wasn't going to take part in this.
Right, you couldn't be up in his household. You wasn't abiding by the rules.
Just like in Acts chapter 10, when we read about Cornelius,
right.
It said him and his whole house,
right.
And all that that served him was a part of this. His prayers that come up before God because he taught everybody. You ain't gonna have no heathen amongst your camp.
Right. A non-believer.
Today, an atheist.
Right. Verse 13. Verse 13. He that is born in thy house and he that is bought with thy money must needs be circumcised, and my covenant shall be in your flesh for an everlasting covenant. And the uncircumcised man child, whose flesh of his foreskin is not circumcised, that soul shall be cut off from his people. He has broken my covenant. Verse 15.
Yeah, we're going to keep reading.
Keep reading. Okay, verse 15. And God said unto Abraham, as for Sarah thy wife, thou shalt not call her, Sarai thy wife, thou shalt not call her name Sarai, but Sarai shall her name be. And I will bless her and give thee a son also of her. Yea, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. Kings of people shall be of her. Then Abraham fell upon his face and laughed, and said in his heart, shall a child be born unto him that is 100 years old? And shall Sarah that is 90 years old bear? And Abraham said unto God, oh, that Ishmael might live before thee. And God said, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac, and I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him.
Okay, keep reading, because all this chapter is explaining everything, but this is what I'm showing. We already got Abraham right here, and we just seen Isaac step on the scene. I'm gonna fill in the blots later.
Okay,
keep going.
And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him, and will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation.
12 tribes of Israel.
But my covenant will I establish with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time in the next year.
Okay, hold it right there. See, we got Abraham here. He just said, my covenant is going to be with Isaac. Okay? But we see Ishmael over here, his firstborn son.
Right.
Abraham loved his boy. Okay? He loved him and he cared about him. But the Most High just said, it's going, as he said in 1 through 4, thy seed, thy bowels, thy son out your own life. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I was just going to say that's what Islam getting mixed up at. Because they saying, well, Ishmael was the firstborn, they get the covenant. But right here it says that Isaac got the covenant. Now, Ishmael did get a blessing. But he didn't get the covenant.
Exactly. And we just read.
And not only that, when the Most High make a covenant with somebody, he usually change their name. Like Jacob's name was changed to Israel. Abram's name was changed to Abraham. Sarah. Ishmael was born to Abram when his name wasn't even changed yet.
Right.
It wasn't changed to Abraham. He still was Abram when Ishmael was born to him. The Most High made that covenant with him, changed his name and told him, now you got your son coming.
And see, what he said there, Isaiah 44, 1 through 6 is the same as for us. And when we come into the knowledge and understanding of this truth, we give each other Hebrew names. We throw off. We become, this is who we are. You know, it says it that they would subscribe to themselves the name of Jacob and surname themselves Israel. That's in the script. We weren't taught that here. I found that in studying. I said, that's why we give each other Hebrew names. You know, because we come into this new thing now. The old man is going off, like we was talking about last night. Once we born again, we the new people. We don't go back to them old ways.
I want to get some understanding on this now. Abraham praised the Most High, and he raised Ishmael. But now these Ishmaelites today are Muslim. So how did they go from? Because if he raised them and he was like, in my house, boy, you're going to do this. He had to be doing what his daddy was teaching.
I got you on that.
Okay, let's get it.
That's why when I said
what happened
before we see us, we're gonna see our brother. Okay, we're gonna see where this started out, and that's an excellent question because I sure got you right here. Matter of fact, after we finish this chapter, I'll be right on that one.
Chapter 17, verse 22. Verse
21.
21.
22.
22. Verse 22. And he left off talking with him, and God went up from Abraham. And Abraham took Ishmael his son, and all that were born in his house, and all that were bought with his money, every male among the men of Abraham's house, and circumcised the flesh of their foreskin. And the self same day as God had said unto him. And Abraham was 90 years old now when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. In the self same day was Abraham circumcised, and Ishmael his son.
See, I keep mentioning Ishmael. He keep mentioning Ishmael. Abraham loved that boy. That's what I'm saying. He loved him. He didn't, okay, now I got Isaac.
Right.
No.
Right.
He said, no, that's still his seed. That's still his firstborn son. He still got love for that boy. And it keeps mentioning Ishmael. Abraham and Ishmael. Abraham and Ishmael. Finishes off.
Verse 27. And all the men of his house born in the house and bought with money of the stranger were circumcised with him.
Okay, I'm going to take y'all here for a quick reference here to the book of Jasher.
Where we at? Jasher what?
It's
And it's a doctrine out there saying that you ain't supposed to read out the book of Joshua, but it tell you in the Bible,
to read
Joshua 10:13 and 2 Samuel 1:18, that we can read out the book of Joshua, which is part of the scripture.
And for all y'all, that don't have this or don't know about it, like he just said, it tells you right here on the cover, the book of Jasher, referred to in Joshua and 2 Samuel, faithfully translated from the original Hebrew into English.
Faithfully translated.
Okay? And also, what this book is, it fills in the 66 books of the Bible is a summary. Right. This is the actual report of the day-to-days, what goes on. So if you read and you kind of skip through and like what happened, this right here fills it in. We're going to read in chapter 23. Chapter 23. I'm going to take 41 and 42 and 43. 41 to 43. Isaac, when he was born, Ishmael was 13, 14 years old. So he already up.
Big brother.
And he is.
Big brother, right.
Okay, but I want y'all to hear this. When Isaac was 37 years old, Ishmael, his brother, was going about with him in the tent. So they were still together. They were still together. And Ishmael boasted of himself to Isaac, saying, I was 13 years old when the Lord spoke to my father to circumcise us. And I did according to the word of the Lord which he spoke to my father. And I gave my soul unto the Lord. And I did not transgress his word which he commanded my father. And Isaac answered Ishmael, saying, Why dost thou boast to me about this, about a little bit of thy flesh, which thou didst take from thy body, concerning which the Lord commanded thee? See, this was that sibling rivalry. Because now Ishmael is the one on the side, the bloodline is going through Isaac. Okay? The point is, Ishmael never had Islam. There was no Islam. They started this about 622 years after the Messiah. Ishmael didn't know nothing about no Islam. Ishmael was Hebrew.
Exactly.
Ishmaelite.
Right.
Raised up by his father who the covenant was made with. So they running around here talking, you call them Ishmael and they answer. Yeah. You walk in the liquor store, what's up, Ishmael? Hey, what's up, my brother?
He's the father of the Arabs.
When they know that you know who you are, then you not that nigga.
Right.
You they brother. I done been behind the counter with them. Brothers walk in the store, what's going on in here? Is it a robbery?